Mike Tyson has just brutally wrecked Jake Paul with a KO in sparring. After Tyson's illness, Jake was running his mouth, calling Mike a sick chicken, and claiming Tyson was hiding behind his illness to postpone their fight. Well, Mike just showed him what it means to trash talk about a man once dubbed the baddest man on the planet. Jake thought he knew it all, but boy was he wrong. And get this, after that KO, Mike hit Jake with something so intense, it might just end his fighting career for good. Because Jake Paul thought he had it all figured out. After hearing about Mike Tyson's recent illness, Jake, with his typical cockiness, started running his mouth. He openly mocked Tyson, making fun of his age and health, claiming the former champ didn't stand a chance against him. Jake's social media was a playground of jabs and taunts, each one more disrespectful than the last. But beneath the surface, whispers of doubt began to emerge. How wise was it to taunt a man like Tyson? Mike might be older, but he wasn't out of the game yet. He had been quietly training, and those close to him knew better than to write him off. Jake, however, kept underestimating Tyson's abilities, brushing off warnings and doubling down on his trash talk.
Same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but
Talked about rumors was his potential fight with Mike Perry. Unlike Tyson, Perry was closer to Jake's age and experience level, making him a safer bet for a flashy win. The idea of an easier victory must have been tempting, especially with the kind of money and publicity at stake. Then there was the buzz about Jake discussing a future bout with KSI. This wasn't entirely surprising, considering their past history and the fan demand for a match. A fight with KSI promised big pay-per-view numbers and a chance to settle old scores. Well, he doesn't seem interested till now.
I'm sure you have some opinions about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is 57 years old. Honestly, I just think it's sad, bro. I don't know why Jake took it. It's a lose-lose. Everyone's gonna know him as the guy that knocked out on old Mike Tyson.
At his age, if you get hit by one solid
Turn
Jake
into
Paul
prune-
punch,
prune juice.
you're prune juice.
It's Mike Tyson. Anything can happen. Jake could literally walk out without an ear. Bro, he's...
The funny thing is, Evander Holyfield followed me.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah. I said, nah.
Not enough ears.
No, I'm
For Jake, it was a strategic move, less dangerous than facing Tyson and potentially more profitable. The speculation added fuel to the fire, making people wonder if Jake was genuinely committed to the Tyson fight or just playing the media game to his advantage. Jake's camp, of course, denied any plans to back out of the Tyson fight. They dismissed the rumors as baseless and insisted Jake was ready to face anyone. But the timing of these alternative match discussions couldn't be ignored. It looked suspicious, like Jake was hedging his bets. He was keeping his options open, just in case the Tyson fight turned out to be more than he could handle. And after hearing all the chatter and speculation, Tyson decided he wasn't just going to take Jake's trash talk lying down. He changed up the rules of their fight, making sure it's going to be a night Jake Paul won't forget. Teddy Atlas has already predicted, saying, "Our guy Tyson isn't a scaredy cat who gets cold feet. He leaves that kind of thing for Paul, so you better believe him when he says he had a legitimate reason for this. Hear me out. The guy is 58, so Jake should have seen this coming. I mean, any fight with him is nothing but a flight risk. Mike's got a serious health issue that's stopping him from stepping into the ring. Now, this isn't a broken bone or the classic ACL injury. Mike suffered an ulcer flare-up during his cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles. His condition got bad and medical assistance was required on the flight. As soon as the plane landed, he was rushed into the hospital. Now, Iron Mike assured fans that he was doing all right, and the fight was still on before things took a wrong turn. This health hiccup turned into a more serious health issue, and the boxing legend decided to call off the fight. I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. It's not like he had any other option. He's got ulcers and it's serious. Mike can't just push through and train anyway. You know the guy? He doesn't show up unless he can bring in his A game. Iron Mike was training like crazy, preparing for the big bout. You wouldn't expect a man pushing his 60s to train this hard in the gym, but look at our guy.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you.
Sadly, it came with consequences. Now, I'm no medical expert, but a doctor on the governing board of the American Gastroenterological Association said that Mike shouldn't be anywhere near a ring if he wants to treat his condition. Lawrence Kaczynski, a Chicago-area gastroenterologist, said, "I don't know how you continue to put your body through intense training for this if you have an ulcer. There are 7 doctors treating Mike and not one is familiar with this case. Well, you don't have a lot of 58-year-old men training for professional boxing bouts. Mike's one of a kind after he was the youngest heavyweight champion. An untreated ulcer over time can erode deeper into the stomach and sometimes create an in the entire wall, and that's called a perforation. Take it from the voice of boxing sports. Mike's ulcers are no joke, and he might stay out of the ring forever now. Joe Rogan's not holding his breath on this matchup."
Who knows if it's ever going to happen? I mean, Mike has ulcers. He's a
The
58-year-old
most
man.
old man.
Jake's really butthurt about this cancellation, and he's taking it hard. He's been lashing out on social media, calling Tyson a coward, a fraud. The problem child is even accusing Tyson of backing out because he was scared of getting knocked out. Whoa, hold on there. Calling Tyson scared might be a bit of a stretch. The man's 58 years old. It's understandable if his health isn't what it used to be. But still, this gotta be a huge blow for Jake. All that effort, the training, the mental preparation, down the drain. This was his chance to prove himself to the boxing world. All the critics saying he's just a social media celeb with no real skills? This fight could have shut them all up. Here's the thing. This wasn't just about winning or losing. It was about respect. Beating Mike Tyson, a boxing legend, would have been a monumental achievement for Jake. Now let's be honest, Jake's got haters, a lot of them, the boxing world especially. They say he's a YouTube fluke, that he only fights past their prime celebrities and retired athletes.
Is a fake, okay? Do not buy the wolf tickets.
They're selling y'all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
Do not accept the bullshit. This was a hand-picked, cherry-picked opponent for Jake Paul to beat up once again.
Take it from Michael Bisping, who might just be the biggest Jake Paul hater out there. Bisping has labeled Paul as a fraud and a con man who handpicks his opponents to continue this orchestrated charade of him knocking people out cold in the ring. The fight world calls him a YouTuber with boxing gloves, saying he hasn't fought a real seasoned pro. Mike Tyson is a beast. He's a boxing legend, one of the greatest of all time. Beating him would have been a huge step towards earning the respect of the boxing community. But let's not forget the other side of the coin, fam. This fight was going to be a moneymaker, like serious bank. With Netflix on board and the insane hype, the pay-per-view numbers were going to be crazy. Sponsorships, merch sales, endorsements, Jake was looking at a financial KO. This fight would have put Jake Paul's name in lights brighter than ever before. Imagine the headlines, the interviews, the social media clout. This was his chance to become a boxing superstar. Paul knew this fight wasn't going to be a walk in the park for him, but he was ready for a challenge. The critics have a lot to say as this matchup has gone down the drain. Some people are even saying this might be the end of the Jake Paul era. They say the hype was a bubble that just burst. That might be a bit dramatic. Jake's still young and has a lot to prove, but this is definitely a wake-up call. He needs to work even harder to silence the critics and earn the respect of the boxing world. With this bout called off, Jake's going to have to scramble and look for another opponent, which isn't going to be easy. I'm sure you know that Mike and Jake were set to step into the ring on July 20th at the AT&T Arena before Mike's health went downhill. Well, the fight is still on, as Paul will be fighting the bare-knuckle star Mike Perry. This is a dangerous man, so this fight is going to be a total banger. Perry isn't old or retired. He's an athlete in his prime, known for his devastating knockout power. Yeah, this fight is nowhere near Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and it won't bring in the millions, but it would still be candy to the eyes of boxing fans. As for Mike Tyson, this one isn't going to see the light of day. It's time we accept that Iron Mike's career has bitten the dust. So there you have it, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Jake's reaction to Mike Tyson canceling the fight? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news.